Hi there. So, I want to share an interesting perspective, and that is really, really powerful when it comes to retraining your deep habitual patterns of the nervous system. So, I'm just holding on to a leaf that I found on the ground. Then I'm just observing. So, take a look at it and then just observe it and notice it. So, I'm looking at this. I see it colored green. Some parts are a little bit darker than another parts. And I can see its shape similar one side and the other side. It has very similar patterns, but yet it's a little bit different, which is interesting. It has the same number of these points on either side, but the shape looks a little different. And you see the lines. It has a very, you know, uh, smoother surface on the front compared to the back. Different color, interesting patterns in the lines. So I'm just observing this one, something that, just found on the ground, something in nature. Then I see this hole here. I'm just wondering, maybe, you an insect or something just ate the part of the leaf. So I'm simply observing and noticing something, and no judgment and no expectations in observing and in noticing this, right? Something that we can do it very, very easily. But when it comes to our own body observing and noticing, do we do that same way or do we do it very differently? In noticing, observing, there is all kinds of uh, things and attached to what we notice and what we observe, right? When we observe our body, all the beliefs and based upon what you have been told, what you have heard, what you have read, there is an expectations, what is right and what is wrong. Immediately, when you begin to observe your body and observe how you're moving, you begin to judge yourself and judge your body and based upon your beliefs. So it's really, really hard for us to observe and notice our bodies in a non-judgmental way because of what we have been told and what we believe and based upon your past experiences. So here, if you observe this leaf as if you are observing your body with all kinds of associated beliefs, and then you can look at this and say, huh, this almost looks symmetrical, but it's not. This side is higher and this side is lower. This side is a little bit, wider than this one. Hmm, I wonder if this needs to be corrected or changed. Oh, look at this. This is really bad. Something's broken. Something is torn that I need to fix this part. Difference in the colors. I wonder what is going on. You see where I'm going with this one. So you are observing and we are so used to observing our bodies and from a place of right and wrong. But that really shifts and that really adds a fear to your nervous system. So the nervous system will begin to perceive your body and an environment as if there is a danger, there is a threat. And then it begins to respond accordingly and based on the perceived threat. And that is keeping your body tensed. You begin to feel the pain. Begin to notice the changes in your breathing, and it really impacts the entire body, including your sleep cycle, including your digestion, and so forth. So, my invitation is ye see if you can begin to see yourself and then observe your body and notice your body as if you are observing something beautiful in nature, such as this leaf right here. So just to remind yourself as you begin to work with your body and see if you begin to go back and start to associate with the past experience and the beliefs that something is broken, that you're doing wrong, you need to fix something, right? So we can practice that right now, and we can do any parts, but let's just pick one part of the body. Let's do your clavicle. So let's explore your clavicle. Either side is fine. So you can do with your eyes closed, so it's easier for you to really tune into your sensation, right? So you can touch your clavicle, close to your sternum with the gentle fingers, right? Don't press it, just feel the shape. You're mapping the shape of your clavicle, part of yourself, in your mind's eyes by touching it gently. And notice the shape of your clavicle just by your sternum. And you begin to notice the shape is a very complex. It's not really flat. It's a very three-dimensional. It's a little more round, a little more edgy some parts. But you can feel the shape. And then you begin to trace your clavicle and moving towards your shoulder, touching the top part, middle part, or the front part, and the bottom part. Notice the roundness that is not really even. So it has a very, very interesting shape. You notice that. Like you're observing a leaf, observing the shape and color and texture and the patterns of the leaf. And there is really no judgment. There's no right or wrong in noticing, observing. Could you do that? Or do you notice yourself already feeling some um, discomfort as you are doing that? You begin to associate with something that you have heard and something you have been told in the past. See if you can let that go and then begin to just sense and feel and notice without any judgment, without any um, expectations. So feel the shape, right? And now you have mapped the shape of your clavicle on one side, and now you feel the other side. And notice the difference between one side and the other side. The shape feels very different. You're not looking for what is right and what is wrong. You are simply sensing and noticing. That's all you're doing. And if you touch both sides, right, towards the close to your sternum, one hand on either side, and you feel with the other hand the other side of the clavicle. So feel the difference between one side and the other side. And can you sense it and notice it without judging, without feeling like you have to do something or you feel like you are something, one side is better than the other side? But it feels quite different, isn't it? Or you may notice that one side is higher than the other side. And when you notice that, then how do you respond to that What are the thinking in your mind? Do you feel like that your body is out of alignment? That you need to do something that is causing your issues? Do you feel that? Okay. If you notice that you are observing out of fear, you don't need to do that. It's just, it is your body. You're simply feeling and noticing. That's it. But it's interesting when you start to go back your old ways and then coming and observing your body from a place of fear, from a place of right or wrong. You say, okay, well, this side is higher. This side feels more forward. This side is feeling more back. Oh, I feel more twisted. Oh, that's causing some misalignment. That is creating the stress or the torque of my body, or my joints and neck, my chest, my sternum. Well, that can be good. Easy for people to do that, right? We are so used to doing that. But that's part of the patterns that keeping the nervous system in protective compensation patterns. As soon as you notice yourself when you're doing that, see if you can begin to sense, notice, as if you are just observing something, um, objects in nature, like a leaf, and notice what changes the moment that you shift from a place of fear, right, wrong, and to just a place of curiosity, playfulness, right? So this is a very, very important part. When you work with your body and how you connect with your body, how you listen to your body, how you observe, and how you notice, right? And time, we've been conditioned to really work with the body from a place of fear, assuming that there is something wrong, assuming that there is a correct way and there's a wrong way. If you do it in a wrong way, then you're going to hurt yourself, right? Because maybe that's the story that you've been given. Then you've been holding to that story for a long time. Not true. So, on all my videos, gentle movement exploration, movements. Don't get caught up with the movements. Don't get caught up with your body, how your body is moving exactly. You're not looking for what is right and what is wrong. As long as you continue to do that way in a habitual way, and that keeps your nervous system stuck in the same patterns, then the nervous system continues to respond into your body, into the environment in the same way again and then again, which means that you're going to continue to experience your body in the same way because you're not really helping your nervous system feel safe, right? So you can, I encourage you and I invite you to really do this simple practice. You can, just do, you can touch and feel any parts of the body and map your body parts in your minds. Okay. And then as you do that, take your time and playfully explore. And when you notice yourself and you're going back to the old patterns, right, you start to associate with the past experiences, the belief that you're holding on to. See if you can shift away from that fear patterns and invite yourself into more playful exploration. And when you start to shift, tell me what would change in your body. Please share that. All right. And I hope this is helpful. And well, if this way of working with the body and this approach resonate deeply with you, and I invite you to schedule a Zoom call with me, and the link is in the comment below. And in this call, together, we're going to talk about what is going on in your body and what you're longing for, what is standing in your way. And if it is the right fit for you, and I invite you to join my course, where we're going to dive deep into observing and noticing your body, and then really starting to change the old story narrative that you've been holding onto for such a long time. You can change that. Okay? When you follow a structured path with the guidance, then you can begin to change your relationship with yourself, and you begin to notice and you begin to feel completely differently in your body. So, well, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.